So we're starting off our American cheese, you know, folded it a couple times, but it's got a bit of a sharp scent, you know, kind of that fundamental Kraft mac and cheese smell, like if you were being handed like grilled cheese, really. But this is completely like Lunchables style cheese. I'm trying to delay this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. God, I fucking. Okay. Not great. Mm-mm. Not great at all. It's very that was bad. That was really bad. So can't swallow it. Ugh. That was really strong. It was overwhelming and was kind of like what happens when someone is holding your mouth hostage. That was a terrible experience. And fortunately, that was our first. So there is, unfortunately, a lot more of that. So next up is mozzarella cheese. Hooray! We're going from America over to the wonderful lands of Italy. It's a lot more of a softer scent, kind of like skim milk, if I were to describe it. It's not unpleasant, but this next part will be. Yeah. So it passed the swallow test, which is nice. What kind of drove me to actually swallow that one down was because of how much I reacted to the American cheese. It's a lot softer of a flavor. I did not enjoy it, but I could get why other people might enjoy it. You know, soft, smooth, simple. It's just it tasted awful. And frankly, I am now regretting that that was in fact cheese number 2, of which there are. I'm not going to think about how many more. But what I am going to think about is our next cheese, Havarti. Haha! This one is a lot more creamier from what I've heard. I don't necessarily know how much that's going to affect how it tastes compared to the others. Okay, yeah, we're leaning away from skim milk in terms of its scent towards. Yeah. We're leaning more towards we'll say like 2% milk or something like that, where it's also off by a few days. This is a terrible time. very, very strong flavor. Melts in your mouth like instantly. So there's that at least. But oh my dear sweet God, is that rancid. I'm just glad we're done with Havarti. Except now we have to try the dill Havarti. Which, fortunately for me, I also hate pickles and dill, which only translates quite well with this. I'm gonna try to find a nice dilled up piece. This is going to be a very upsetting time. The dill did nothing. It tasted 1 and 1. So, Jesus Christ, was that one note. But hopefully, it's going to be better. Because now we're doing jalapeno Havarti. Now, this will be minor spoilers coming up ahead, but I actually didn't hate too much some of the spicy cheese that used peppers, but that was mostly because the peppers masked the taste. So let's dive in. Another one that actually passed the swallow test. Once again, because of the heat, which really helped. We're moving on to our Swiss then. So, Swiss cheeses have 3 types, at least the 3 that I grabbed. So, of the 3, there is Baby Swiss, Lacy Swiss, and just regular imported Swiss, and it's based on the amount of time that it's aged. Now, Lacy Swiss is different though, because unlike Baby or the regular, it doesn't use whole milk, it uses skim. Or some reduced amount or whatever. I don't know. We're taught some of this stuff. This is Lacy Swiss, I figure, because while it might be aged like regular Swiss, they do reduce the fat content for it. So it's got that typical bog standard milk smell. I definitely think I've had some gallons of milk in the house that had gone that bad. So okay, that wasn't great. I don't think these other 2 are going to be particularly fun either, and that one was perhaps the closest I've come so far to actually vomiting, which is certainly an experience. My breath smells like I've been drinking whole milk, and I ain't loving it. I'm also pretty confident that my use of any of this free music in the background is more so going to solidify just how much time I actually have had to realistically cut out between these instances, which kind of serves more to show when I needed a break or needed to step away from something for a second, because we're 16 minutes in at this point, and I'm almost certain I'm going to have to cut a lot of this stuff out in the process. So we're tuned back in. We're doing this. I had to step away. I realized that instead of me just kind of blindly diving into bits of cheese after cheese or whatever, I'll at least have a bit of a palate I'll have a bit of a palate cleanser in the meantime. So I got some pretzel sticks. Alright. So, baby Swiss. It's cheese that's made, and it's not aged to develop a sharpness like the regular one is. Instead, it is a bit gentler, giving a bit of it to the cat. He's a good kitty. Alright, so if he's able to swallow it, hopefully I will be able to as well. Now for this, it's got that same sharpness the American cheese does. So it definitely is loud and proud. Though I will say, I know that Swiss is definitely one of the more popular ones. We've all seen the Tom and Jerry cartoon. I'm stalling again. I really don't want to get back into this, but I gotta. Awful. Bad. No good. Very bad. It's so strong. And that's just the baby. This is torture, but I'm doing it for the entertainment of people that I care about, or at least are willing to show this video to. So, God, he wants more cheese. Let's do this. Oh. I fought it. I fought it as best I could. I wanted to swallow that piece because I wanted to at least prove that I could do it with one of the Swiss, because it's been a minute since we've had one where I can actually swallow it before it, like, I for that Swiss, the flavor is, it's not even milk. It's like, I can't even begin to describe it, but it's it's soured, you know, bitter. And I was hoping if I approached it where it wasn't Swiss or it wasn't cheese, it'd be a bit better, but no, nuh-uh. Fortunately, we're reaching a point where even I'm mentally just like, at this point, I'm just tanking it. I'm doing as best I can to get what I can. That's interesting. Alright, so one, it's soft. Very soft, surprisingly. Like I can mold it with my fingers type. Which I think is pretty neat actually. This smells like we're back to skim milk, boys. We're back to skim milk, maybe 1% milk type stuff right here. I'm gonna try to get one with the sides because they're a different color. And I don't know what surrounds Munster because I was too lazy to actually look it up in the process, but let's find out. It ain't good. It ain't good, boys. The softness actually made it slightly worse. Because to bite into it, I would have to go all the way through, and it was just coating the side of my mouth. And, yeah, no, that was rough. All of these are tasting like spoiled milk for lack of creativity. Like each and every single one is like, what if I left a glass of milk out for like a full 2 days and then came and drank it? Like it's not good. It's awful. Anyway. Cheddar. The best part is cheddars specifically. My first go around with trying these, one of these cheeses were the ones that I started with my first attempt at this, and it knocked the wind out of me. It was fucking horrible. Traditional, regular ass white cheddar. Nothing fancy, no secret option, none of that. This is just cheddar. Crumbles up all of that. Bit sharp. It doesn't smell like your usual fouled milk, which is pretty nice, honestly. Oh, I know. You want a piece. I can do this. Can't do that. Not one bit. That was... I walked in there with a lot more confidence. A lot more sure of myself. And a lot less results. This is a rough time. But I've got this. Fuck. I had actually forgotten the order that I had arranged these at some point. Because the bags that I've set aside for this don't match it. I have them like set up into groups. Irish cheddar was the one that I hated the most. Like, it had everything wrong with it, from smell, taste, texture, all of that. And I can smell it from here, dude. It's rancid. This is like if you killed a cow 5 days ago, then you milked it. Like, there's zero chance I'm gonna be able to actually like make any solid effort with this one. No. We're gonna see 10 seconds. We're gonna see 10 seconds whether or not I can do this. Okay. No. No. I can't do that. I'm not going back on that one, King. I'm not. That was rough. That was real rough. I think I'm crying. I'm really hoping that I find another good one soon. And by good one, I mean I'm able to swallow it. Because every time that I've had to go back to that little spit bucket, it's kind of like another nail in a coffin to cement just how much I don't like this. You know, I am trying to find something that I like, if anything. So maybe smoked cheddar. Now, smoked cheddar, when it comes to its scent, I actually really like the smokiness. I find it very, like, aromatically pleasing. I honestly would probably enjoy, like, a scented candle of this, because it's just so, like, it's nice. It's just like Black Forest ham or whatever with it, you know, when it's like just out of the smoker. It's comforting, you know. It lets you know a little bit of like, hey, there's some effort that's been put into this to mask that horrible flavor that you're about to put yourself through anyway. All right. If I was going to like any of those ones so far, that was perhaps the closest one I could have gotten guaranteed of like, yeah, no, I don't like it. but it's masked enough where it is. The less I think about it, the easier it is to eat that. So we're going from one of the most like pleasantly aromatic ones to we're going from one of the most pleasantly aromatic ones to what I would consider the foulest smelling, and certainly the strongest of that, which is our horseradish cheddar. It's like smelling a Sharpie marker, but like an angry one, you know? Like, you have personally done something to this marker which makes it think, I am going to ravage your senses. You could wake up a coma patient with this. Let's do it. Ah. Ah. Mm-mm. I thought I could for a second. I thought I could. I was wrong. But it was not. It wasn't cheese. It didn't taste like cheese. That's for shit sure. What it did taste like also wasn't good. I thought I could, though. We're at about the 45-minute mark, I'd say. And I am not having the best time in the world. And perhaps what is most horrible is the fact that I once again have completely lost track on how many more cheeses there are to do. Oh, one we're looking at is good old-fashioned Colby Jack. Now, Colby Jack is actually a combination of Colby Longhorn and Monterey Jack cheese. Two separate ones, but they blend it together. For why? I don't really know. What I do know is that it's all marbled. It looks pretty. And it smells like regular ass cheese. I'm substantially less optimistic over the course of this video. I'll be real. Without further ado. It's like it tastes like it's the horseradish took a lot out of me. It's like a zing to it. It's springy to it. Like it jumps at the readiness of being eaten. Like it was looking forward to that. And that's interesting flavor for sure. You can definitely tell it's a very mixed combination on it tasted kind of like pennies or like electric almost with how live and vibrant it is. So instead of it just tasting like plain old foul or sour milk, it's like carbonated milk. Like, it's gross, but there's something there. Not necessarily something I like or would ever really put myself through again if given the option. But I'm about to put myself through it again for the sake of entertainment. Pepper Jack. Now, I actually have a little bit of faith with this one because this is our first spicy cheese in a very hot minute. So far, a lot of the cheeses that we've had to put up with have been, you know, plain rudimentary ones, but as you guys have seen so far, the like really strong flavored ones, which are usually the spicy ones or the very smoked ones, I'm able to get them down. Do I find them delicious? No. But I can get them down. And so this is good old Pepper Jack. It's got that zing to it from the spice. I think jalapeno or whatever. But I'm actually a lot more optimistic for this one. So here we go. Okay. Okay. It's not great. It's not great at all. But the heat helps. The heat helps a lot for getting that down. Fuck. Onion Jack. It's what I did during my first go through of these videos to try seeing whether or not I'd actually enjoy it. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. And it's also the most pungent of cheeses. When I had first opened that at work, right, because a customer had ordered a slice, I popped it open and it was the most pungent and foul thing I had ever smelled so far working at that deli, and I had nearly vomited. I was like dry heaving. I had to back up against the wall. It was crazy. And the reason is because it is very strong scented. Do you know how strong it is? I've been holding it in my lap outside of the bag, and I've been able to smell it this whole time versus all the other cheeses. Even horseradish cheddar, I need it like a good 5 inches. No, I'm smelling pure onion from all the way over here. That said, this isn't just about scent. This is about taste. Of which it's sour cream and onion. Like, hold on. Yeah, no. I was able to do it. But it's just sour cream and onion. Like, if I use that mental justification, I pretty much just pretend like I ate a chip that I put in dip. Did it taste good? No, I don't like sour cream and onion at all. But compared to the other cheeses, it's perhaps one of the few non-spicy ones where it's like, yeah, no, it's just so overpowering of a flavor compared to the taste of the cheese that it's easier going. But I don't know if that necessarily makes sense, and we're drawing closer and closer to like an hour of recording already, and I still got like a lot. So let's avoid dragging it on. Regular old Colby. Colby Longhorn. Colby Jack cheese. No, just Colby. I am not excited for this because where Pepper Jack presented some pleasure, a chance to escape from the hellish reality of cheese, Colby Jack had a strong and springy nature to it, of which I believe might have to do with this. Yep, that is back to status quo. We're smelling cheese, boys. Rotten milk and disgustingness, as to be expected. That was not great. That was not great. It's definitely the Kojak. It's definitely the Colby. It's real overpowering. It's the same problem I ran into with the American cheese, with the cheddar. It punches you. It's like, hey, don't forget I'm there, buddy. The problem is, if it's the only thing there, and that's all you're getting, it's gonna be there, and it'll let you know. It's just bad. It's not good. I don't get why people like this. 3 pepper Colby Jack. Like the pepper jack cheese, it has a okay scent. It's got a little bit of heat to it, from the peppers. But I worry that the Colby might, in fact, once again, completely overwhelm this. I've progressively discovered. So. The heat helps. It helps a lot more than you'd think. It was really spicy, but it worked to its favor. Did I like it? Not particularly. Was I able to get it down? Yes. Makes me miss pepper jack, which is definitely not a thing that I would say. But I've definitely learned that I don't like Colby cheese. Oh, provolone cheese. Hi. I'm trying to act hype for something that I really, really don't give a damn about. Okay. Now, I got the Picante provolone, so it's basically, it's a sharper equivalent of the regular provolone. It doesn't smell like cheese. It doesn't. It smells kind of like a hot pepper. Then again, I believe that that is the point of picante, in the fact that it is sharp. But let us dive in. Cheers. It's rancid. That does not taste good. I don't care who the hell you are, that is not delicious. That is... It's like getting punched in the stomach, but only in my mouth. And it leaves this whole milk aftertaste. And it's just foul. Any hint of mystery, any hint of enjoyment in that, even on a conceptual level, is done away with the moment you know what it is, and that is not good. Alright. Our final three. I knew we were getting close, and it's been over an hour. I have definitely cried. I have damn near thrown up 3 times at this point. And everything about this has been a regret. But at the same time, if I tasted that many, I need to taste a few more. And it's just the writing and editing of this video. I can do this. Alright. So Gouda. I'm gonna need a break. It's been over an hour of recording. I'm going to have to edit this whole video afterwards, which is the worst part. No, it's not the worst part. That's going to be a cakewalk. But let's just dive into this. First with smoked Gouda. Same flat smiley face. No, same basic cheese scent. I don't know. And it's like a 2% cheese, if I were to guess. But like it's not overwhelming. Falls in that same category of eating milk that's solid, it's been left out. Fundamentally, all cheese is just that. It's just milk that's gone bad. I don't get people who disagree. I don't understand people who love and eat it. It's just a bad time for me. But now we're doing Gouda, but spicy. This is the Chipotle Gouda. The first one I had was smoked, but not enough. It just tasted like cheese. But the Chipotle Gouda, I've got some faith in. See, it's got that redness on the outside. It's got peppers all throughout it. I've got faith that this will be better. It has to be better. Mm-mm. It's not. Mm-mm. I'm actually really disappointed that that was not better. That was it had that foulness, and then it had just a bit of heat to it, but it was not a strong enough heat to mask that taste. No, that was awful. I feel out of breath, and all I've been doing for an hour is taking bites of cheese. What our last cheese? Gruyere. 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 Whatever, man. I don't know how it's pronounced. I made all these graphics trying to be cute earlier. Only thing that I'm feeling right now is just some good old-fashioned sadness and anger. This this doesn't help. This smells like a flat sharpness. Kind of like our regular old cheddar, kind of like our American. And I don't know how this is going to play out. I am almost certain I won't be able to swallow it. But we will find out, won't we? No. Well, I can now proudly say I threw up on that one. All in all, thoughts on the experience? Spicy cheeses, I can swallow them. The moment I start tasting the cheese part, I'm not having fun. I need to get to editing this video and maybe revising a script, but I hated this so much.